Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to make changes to your order online page. So when you get this email, you'll notice that when you visit your order online page, you'll see your categories and your items. And I'm going to show you how you can reorder this stuff, how to make changes and and how to add your delivery zones in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is on your computer there, you want to have a few tabs open. One is for clover.com, one is for your order online page, and then one is for the back end. The back end meaning the back end of this page. So the back end would be like this. So you would take your URL. You should have a username and password already. Just put /wp-admin. Okay, and that's how to log into the back end. Once you do that, just press enter, and it will take you to the back end. Okay. And then this is what the back end looks like. This is where you'll be doing most of your changes, and most of the time you'll be spending is in this section right here called Clover orders. So to get started, press settings right here. Okay. Once you press settings, you'll notice that the first thing you'll see is it says your API key is valid, and you'll see this message here. Your inventory has already been imported. If it hasn't, then go ahead and do import inventory. But everything else should be done for you already. So basically, let's get right to the main steps. The main thing I want to focus on is order types, because when this app was installed, it automatically created for you two order types: pickup and delivery. So the first thing you want to do is take a look over here and say, hey, do I want to offer delivery? If I don't, just turn it off. If you do, leave it the way it is. So make sure to change these settings now. Okay. So once you do that, press save. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then while you are logged in here, go ahead, go to clover.com. This is the old dashboard. Depending on which dashboard you see, you'll see the option for setup in a different area. If you see this dashboard, then press setup. If you don't see that, and you probably are seeing, let me go to the new dashboard. You may be seeing this new dashboard. If you're seeing this one, then setup is at the very bottom here, okay? So go ahead, open up setup, and the first thing you want to do is click on, let's start with order types, and we'll go back to here. So click on order types, and just check if you have more than two order types. If you just have two order types, which says online order pickup, online order delivery, that's not what you need. You need more than two. So create one more, and call it in-store purchase. Any name, pick up at curbside, make one more and make that default, okay? Because you want this to be the orders that prints inside your store, which is default. If you have that set up already, then you don't need to worry with these settings. The next step you want to go to is called business information. Make sure when you go to business information that you verify that the location you're looking at right here on the drop down, you may have multiple locations. Make sure that the location you're making changes to by verifying with the address. So you may have Sam's Restaurant, but you may have 5 Sam's Restaurant, and there's one in Los Angeles, one in New York. So click on that and then look at the location so you know which location you're making changes to, because you may make all these changes here and then later on you may realize you made changes to the wrong location. So verify this with this to confirm you're doing the right location. Once you confirm the address is correct and the phone number is correct, make sure not to put your cell phone number here. The reason being is because when you get an online order and a customer has questions, they'll call the number on the receipt, and that receipt has this number, which if it's your cell phone number, they'll call the cell phone. If it's your business line, they'll call your business. So make sure that's that. And another very important thing is to add your business hours, okay? Make sure this is added because your customers will be able to order around this time. So if you're open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., then that's when they can order online. So again, very important to do that. Let's say you're closed on a Sunday, just put closed. Okay, let's say you are open from 6:30 to 9, but then you open from to 6 p.m. and then you open again at 7 p.m. Again, if you're open several times throughout the day, just keep doing that. Just make sure your business hours are added. That's very important. And then the next step to do is go to order receipts right here, order receipts, okay? Again, once you change your business hours, make sure to press save. Business logo is optional. You can add that if you like, but once you make your changes here, press save. Okay. I'm not going to press save because I'm not going to confirm those. But in your case, you may want to do that. Actually, let me just press save, so it doesn't really make a difference. Okay. Now, once you do that, press order receipts, And then scroll halfway down, check this box right here called order note. See right here, order note. The reason being is because when a customer orders something online, you want it to show the order note. What's order note? Order note is a special instruction or the time of pickup. Okay, so if a customer says he wants to pick it up at 2:50 p.m. and he says no napkins or extra water or no sauce, then you'll be able to see that on the printed receipt. So check this box. Next box you want to check is the very last one, or sometimes Clover changes its position. So just this box right here called show customer info. Check this box. Okay, the reason why is because you'll know who ordered. When it prints out, you'll know their name and phone number. So again, what we're doing is clicking on order receipts, we're checking the box order note and show customer info. Everything else here is optional, so that's up to you if you want to do that. But these two are very important for online orders. Next thing you want to click on is payment receipts. And then scroll to the very bottom and check the box where it says customer information. This is when the customer comes to pick up his food and they come in and say, hey, my name is Ben. I ordered a sandwich, and you can look up Ben on the Clover or look on the receipt, and you can give him his food by looking up the customer information. So again, order note on this part is optional. I mean, most customers, you don't need to have their special instructions on the customer receipt. So this one's optional. So again, what I highly recommend is customer information for the customer receipt and for the order receipt, okay? And in the order note for that one. So let's recap again. Order note checked, customer information checked, payment receipts, customer information checked. This one is optional. Okay, so we got that part done. Now let's go ahead and go back to the back end of the website. And you're probably looking at this website and you're wondering how did he get all this descriptions in here, and how do you get these pictures here? How can I do that as well? Well, that's easy. You can do that from the back end. I'm going to show you how to do that. So now that we got our pickup and delivery arrangements taken care of, in this scenario we're not doing delivery, so we're going to leave that as disabled. So let's go to categories and items. Remember, go through your categories and items and hide anything that you do not want to show on the website. So if you're selling alcohol or coffee or something that you don't want to sell online, you can hide it just like that. Now it's gone. See, hide it. Combos, hide it. Okay, but if you're offering everything on the website, then there's no need to hide it. Okay, so again, if I'm not offering appetizers, hide it. Let's say let's say your appetizers are your best sellers and you want to move it to the top. Move it like that. You can reorder it, because when you move it up, it changes the appearance on the website. Okay, so let's say I'm going to move boneless wings right underneath chicken wings, right? So now I'm going to go to the website. What did I do? I moved boneless wings above chicken wings. Refresh the page, and you can see those changes happen instantly. You don't have to press save when you reorder it. Okay, so I'm going to show you, compare that to here. See, I have boneless wings now. Sorry, chicken wings, boneless wings. Let's take a look. Yeah, there you go. See, chicken wings, boneless wings. Okay, see how we reorder that? We can do that. Okay, so now next step is modifier groups. Oh, let me tell you about items here. There's a plus sign here. You're probably wondering what that's for. Plus sign has the items inside the category. So let's say we have Monday, Tuesday, and you notice they're out of order. You can change it. Let's say on your website, Tuesday's first and Monday is second. So you can just go like that and reorder it. So make sure to go through these steps here and reorder it the way you like. Or you can just leave it the way it is. If you see something like this and it's okay with you, just leave it the way it is. So feel free to do that. If for some reason, remember, this name came from your Clover, and let's say you want a different name for the online order customers, you can change that name. Just press edit, and you can say boneless wings, boneless, you can call it boneless wing special, whatever you want to call it. You can change the name here. Okay, that's optional. But I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it the way it is. Okay, so let's take a look here. We have that. We got that taken care of. Oh yeah. As we saw on the website, we had pictures for the items. You can actually also add pictures to the category. So let me actually show you how to do that. See, we have chicken wings here. I'm going to actually press the camera icon, and I'm going to click on my media library. If you don't have pictures already in your media library, if you go here and you don't see that many pictures, feel free to upload pictures by pressing upload. If you have some already here, you can do it. So watch. I'm gonna pick this one right here. And what is this? Chicken wings. Okay, watch. I have it for chicken wings. Now I'm gonna go ahead and refresh the page, which was chicken wings. So right now, chicken wings does not have a picture, but when I refresh the page now, chicken wings will have a picture. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by that. Chicken wings. There you go. Chicken wings has a picture now. You see? So you can do that. Feel free to add pictures to your categories and your items. Okay, let's go down the list here. What's the next step? Next step is modifier groups and modifiers. Okay, again, same thing with categories and items. You can rearrange it. You can change the name. You can put up and down. You can press the plus sign inside sandwich. I can put turkey first, grilled cheese third, depending on the order it appears. What do I mean by that? Let me show you an example. See, when I buy a turkey, what was that called? Sorry, I didn't see it. Turkey burger. Okay, turkey burger. You'll notice it gives me the options for the modifier groups. I have add, sub, temp, temperature. So I can say I want to add egg, sub that, temperature well done. I can do all these things, no pickles, no peppers. I can do all these things. See how they're in a specific order. This one's first, and then this one is second, and then this one is third, right? So what does that mean? That means in the back end, you can reorder it in a different order. So you can say turkey appears on top, instead of asking for this question first, or ask him this question first. So feel free to reorder if you need to do that. Okay, that's optional. Okay, so let's go to the next section, which is checkout settings. This is important because you want to give your customers payment options, right? So what you'll notice is at the very top, you'll notice login and checkout. If you want your customers to log in and then they don't have to, they can reorder. So make sure to enable that. I'm gonna go ahead and enable that. So when I press enable, the customer can come back in there and reorder. Okay, so next step, oh yeah, if you have Facebook account, just go ahead and register and make one if you want. If they can log in with their Facebook ID. So you'll have to go to Facebook and create an account. If you get stuck on that, just you can contact Facebook and they can assist you with that. They'll give you an ID number you can enter here. Okay, next step, payment options. Pay online. What does that mean? That means they have to pay with credit card in advance online, right? So let me show you what that means. I'm gonna go ahead. I think I added something to my cart, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Okay, let me just add something to my cart. I'm gonna add something very simple. I'll add a coleslaw. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and press checkout here. Once I press checkout, it will show me the checkout page. See, I have online order pickup, the time, pay with credit card. This is what that means. You want them to pay online. If you don't, you can turn this off. That means they can't pay right now. They have to pay at the store. That's what that means, pay at location. Or you can have them pay upon delivery. If you're doing delivery, then you can turn this off and on. If you're not doing delivery, like this example here, then whether you turn this on or off doesn't make a difference because you're not delivering. But these two will make a difference if you are allowing your customers to pick up at the store. Use smart online order checkout page. Look at your domain name. Look up here. If you see a lock right here, that means you won't need this. Okay. If you don't see a lock, then turn this on. That way your checkout page has SSL. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to turn it off because there's a lock here which is SSL. Okay. Now let's go to the next step. Coupons. If you enable coupons, then make sure after you enable it to create a coupon. How do you create a coupon? You go over here and you create a coupon. Just click on this and you can make your coupon. Okay, now next step, service fees. If you want to charge service fees for your orders, let's say you're doing catering or something that requires a service fee, this is the name that appears on the receipt, and you can do a percentage or a flat fee. Okay, tips, very important. Tips is a good idea, so I would recommend enabling tips so your customers can leave tips. So what does that look like? On the checkout page, it'll ask them to leave a tip. Okay, if you disable that, this will go away. Next step, verify with SMS. What does that mean? This one I recommend leaving it on, but again, it's up to you because this is for customers that are not paying with credit card. So for example, I as a customer can go on here and say I want to pay at location, but when I do that, by default, it asks me to verify my identity with my phone number, and then I get a text message and I have to put the number in here. This basically creates that commitment by the customer to show up to pick up their food because they verified their identity with their cell phone number. It just a little bit gives you gives them a commitment to show up and pick up the food. Of course, if they pay with credit card in advance, they'll definitely be there because they already paid for their food. They'll be there to pick it up, and because they already paid for it. But when it comes to pay a location, there's a little bit extra uh, commitment because they have to verify their identity. It's not as strong as this. They can still not show up if they do pay a location, but it's this thing makes it basically kind of holds them to it, so they have to show up because you have their cell phone number verified. Okay, so what does this mean again? You can turn this off, meaning they can just press pay location and then press finalize order, skipping all the steps. I personally don't recommend it because you'll get no-shows. What are no-shows? People that will just come in, order something, and they never show up. So, you know your customers better than I do. That's up to you. If you feel like your customers won't do that, then go ahead and disable it. Try it out for a week or 5 days, and if you get a bunch of people that ordered never showed up, come back in here and enable it. And then even after you enable it, you still notice once a week customers didn't show up, then turn off pay a location. So again, work your way around to see what works best for your business and your location. If you have multiple locations, each location can be different. So you may want to try different things for each location. Okay, let's go to the next step. Special instructions. What is that? That's this part right here. You can hide that. If you don't want people to leave special instructions like extra napkin, extra water, no sauce, you can make this box go away. So you can disable that. Thank you page. I highly recommend leaving this the way it is. Unless you can make a better thank you page than the one we did, then you can put your own thank you page. What's a thank you page? After somebody presses finalize order, they get a message thanking them. Okay, and the thank you page we created basically says, thank you for your order. It shows you your address, your location, and then they can view their receipt. So I would recommend leaving this just the way it is. Okay, but if you're highly well developer or somebody that can make a good page, then you can change that. But just leave it the way it is if you don't have that skill. Next setting is store settings. Okay, this is also important because you want to receive emails. If you want to receive emails for your online orders, put your name right here. Put your email address right here. If you want Ben to also get an email, put Ben's email address. If you want Jessica to get an email, put Jessica's email address. If you want Tom to get an email, put Tom's email address. Again, you can add up to five. You can add up to 5 emails. Okay, so feel free to add up to 5. If you need to get a text messages, feel free to add that too. Track stock. If you want your items to say out of stock when people basically on your inventory app you put the number. So let me just show you what I mean by that. What's the inventory app? Inventory app, I'm sure you guys seen that before. Inventory app right here. Okay, so here's all my inventory here, and let's just go to chai. Okay, again, chai. Okay, so I have quantity. Where's the quantity button here? Okay, quantity. I'm gonna put 40. Okay, so when it gets to 39, when it gets to 0, it'll be out of stock. So that's what that means. If you wanna check that, then enable it. But if you're not keeping stock, then just leave it the way it is. Business hours. This is very, very important. So here's how I would set it up. You can follow this example, and then I'll explain later why I did it this way. Business hours. Make sure you have your business hours added. And as I mentioned earlier, I showed you how to do that. So the way to do that the best way to do this feature is to see where it says allow scheduled orders. Turn this on when the store is closed. Even though you may be wondering why should I allow people to schedule orders when the store is closed, they actually can't order. They see your menu and they can order, but they have to choose between these hours here. Okay, they order. Let's say it's at 9 a.m. You open at 10:30, and they don't want to wait until 10:30 to order. They want to order at 9 o'clock and pick it up at 10:40 or something like that. So they go on there at 9 in the morning, order for 10:40, and they show up and they have their food. Okay, so make sure to. I would recommend leaving that on. This one's not a good idea. Just keep it as disabled because you don't want to hide your menu. You want people to see your menu so they can kind of observe and see what you have to offer, and then they'll come back and order. So don't hide that. Just leave it the way it is. So again, you want to enable that, enable this. What does this mean? 20 minutes. Let's say it's 1 o'clock. Your customer goes online and orders something. And how long do you require to prepare that sandwich, that pizza, the dish, the food, whatever you're offering? If 20 minutes plenty of time, just put 20 minutes here. If some orders take 20, some orders take 30, just put 25. Average it out because over the day you'll average out. Okay, so if it's 1 o'clock, your customer goes on the website, and then he basically this is what he sees. It says choose a time, and if you put 20 minutes, let's say it's like 10 o'clock right now, you put 30 minutes, so the earliest you can choose will be 10:30. Okay, and that's what that means. Okay, so again, you could put any time you want here. 4 days, what does that mean? See, how many days in the future? See, I can, in this example, I have it as 2 days, but you can change it to 3, 4, 5 days. So basically, if you're catering, if you're doing catering, you require 30 days, go ahead, put 30 days here. What that indicates is your customer can choose a date 30 days later. So if it's January 1st, they can do all the way till February 1st. If you need 60 days, go ahead, put 60 days so they can do 2 months in advance. Again, once they press the finalize order, the order prints, you have it. It'll tell you the date they're coming to pick it up. But I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Delivery orders. If you're doing delivery, then go ahead, put your time. How long does it take for you to deliver the food? Is it 60 minutes or 45 minutes? You decide. And this one, it's up to you. If you're a fast food restaurant, if you want to offer them ASAP, then you can turn that on. ASAP to a customer can mean 5 minutes, it can mean 20 minutes. So it all depending on their definition, how fast they arrive at your store. Next setting, store pages. Leave it the way it is. If you notice, if you press order online, it takes you a different page. Go ahead, correct it. But this usually it's already corrected, so you don't have to worry about that. If you're a developer, feel free to put some sample code in here. If you're not, you can skip these steps. Okay, next step, delivery areas and fees. This is important if you're doing delivery. Make sure to add your delivery, or else people cannot order deliveries. So if you enable delivery, it's very important that you add your zone. So how do you add your zone? I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna call it zone 1. I'm gonna say delivery radius 10 miles, minimum order $5, delivery fee $2. Again, yours can vary. I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna make a quick one. So I can say dollar value, that meaning the delivery fee will be $2. Let's say I want to say 10%. So if somebody orders $100, they'll get charged $10 delivery fee because it's 10%. If somebody orders $200, it'll be $20 delivery fee because it's 10%. You get it? So that's what that means. So it's up to you. You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna delivery fee. I'm gonna put $1 flat, and I'm gonna draw my zone, which is 10-mile radius. See, there's my radius. So whoever the customer's order between this area right here gets charged how much? $1. Okay, so $1. So let's go ahead and validate that zone. So next question, it says free delivery. If a customer spends over a certain dollar amount, they get free delivery. What should I put here? Let's just put $100. Again, I'm just showing you examples. You don't have to fill this out. Leave it blank if you don't want to give them free delivery. So if a customer orders over $100, this delivery fee gets waived. You don't get charged nothing. So this is a good way for you to encourage your customers to purchase more. Fixed delivery amount. What does that mean? This will override whatever you put over here. So be careful if you're gonna put a number here. If I put $5 here, this will override this one. Okay. So again, only put this here if you don't wish to draw a zone and you're just charging $5 for all across the U.S. Just put $5 here. But if you want specific zones, then don't use fixed delivery amount. Other zone delivery fees. What does that mean? Let's say if a customer orders outside the blue area, orders right here, you can say, hey, because they didn't order within my radius, I'm going to charge them $6. So you can do that. Okay. Leave it blank if you don't want them to order from here, because you don't want somebody to order from way over here and get charged $6, and it's not worth the drive, or it's very far for you. Okay, delivery charge. What does that mean? This is a name that's going to appear on the printed receipt. So you can call it delivery fee, shipping fee, whatever name you want. This is what appears on there. So make it something that the customer understands when they get a printed copy or the digital receipt, so they can read it. Okay, next step, store interfaces. Store interfaces. So there's options of how your website can look. You have different layouts and different looks. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. Let me go back over there real quick. I forgot to show you the shape, because the reason why I want to show that to you, because sometimes delivery areas are not always a circle. So So let me show you one more. Make sure, by the way, that you press save changes, because I didn't press save changes. So if you want to save that your drawing zones, you have to press save changes. Let's say you don't want to draw a circle because where you're located, there's a lake around you, or it's very difficult. Terrain is different, and your drivers, you don't want them to drive certain areas because it's dangerous, or there's a lot of traffic. You can draw a shape. So how does the shape work? Look, here's my location. I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna say. I'm going to pick a color. I'm going to pick this color right here, and I'm going to press draw zone. I'm going to say, let's say, I'm going to say people that order in this area, they get charged at $1, okay? And I'm going to press validate selected zone. And I'm going to go back in here again and make another zone and say zone 8. Again, you don't have to call it a zone. You can say like, you know, block 5. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. You can give it any name you like. This time I'm going to choose a different color. I'm going to choose this color here, and I'm going to say, wait, did I choose shape yet? Okay, make sure you choose shape if you're doing shape. So again, shape is the one that you can do all these different shapes. So I'm going to say people that order, you know, I'm going to make a very unusual shape. That way you guys can see it, what you can do with it. Again, you know your area better than I do, so you can kind of look at your neighborhood and see where you want to deliver, how much you want to charge. You can charge $2 here, $5 there, $3 here, $8 here, $2 here, and $20 here. It's up to you, okay? You have many options to work with. And then once you do that, make sure to press validate selected zone. That's important, so it saves it. And once you press validate selected zone, make sure to press save changes, okay? So it updates it. But since I'm not saving this, I'm going to go right to the next step. Store interface. Store interface can be, you can select it from here or select it from here. What is store interface? Store interface gives you option to choose different layouts or looks for your website. There's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the one I'm using right now is 4. Feel free to change it to any other ones you like. You can also have some customization too. So what does a customization mean? Let me give you one example here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to go to the order online page. And I'm going to press customize. Again, these are minor stuff. You don't have to necessarily worry about this stuff, but I'm just showing it to you in case, you know, you want to do this and it's available, okay? Okay, show quantity pop-up window after adding any item to cart. This is for store interface 4, okay? So make sure that when you do your customization, each one has a different way of doing things. Okay, so what does that mean? Show quantity pop-up window after adding any item to cart. Okay, what does that mean? Let's take a look here. Okay, see how it says quantity and this pops up? Do you want this to show up or not? If you don't, then you can turn it off. You can just go here and turn it off, right? Very simple as that. You know, if you don't want your customers to choose quantity, you can do that. Why is that? Because if you're selling a burrito and most of your customers usually just order one burrito, you don't want them to keep having choose a quantity. You can skip that step entirely. Okay, what's next step? Show quantity pop-up window for items with modifiers. Okay. This will show the quantity selection window for items with modifiers when selecting choose quantity options. The customers can still change the quantity later in the checkout process. Okay, let me tell you what that is. See, when I click this button here, see how it gives me when I click this. Sorry, I think I have that checked. Let me go back here. Items with modifiers. Okay. Actually that's a different setting, but I'm going to show that to you as well. So let me just disable this so you can see what that looks like, and now we'll work on the other one next. Okay, please wait, it says, and then once it saves it, okay, and I'm going to refresh the page. See how it says choose quantity? Now that quantity is going to disappear. Okay, and then so new settings were saved, and then I'm going to refresh the page. It's refreshing. It takes about 15-20 seconds to update. Okay. Now see how it says choose options and quantity? It skipped the quantity selection right away. Went right to it goes right to the next page, right to the modifiers. Okay. So that's what that means. Again, that's up to you. It's optional. Okay. Now show. This is probably important. I think you may want to display show more. So this is for store interface 4. What does that mean? See under the categories, due to loading, just to kind of make the order online page load fast, we have this feature where this button here called Show More starts showing up. If you don't want this to show up, then you can turn that off. Just click on this right here and then hide it. If you have lots of items in a category, then it's recommended to keep that. That way your order online page shows fast. But if you only have a few, and if they press show more and only 2 more items show up, then just turn it off. So let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page here. Now it says show more, right? I'm going to go ahead and refresh it. Now this thing will go away. It'll show all the items within the category. So it causes, it basically changes 2 things. One thing it changes is that, the customer has to scroll longer. So that, it's up to you if you want to keep it like that. Give it a second while it updates. Let me see here. Okay, now see how now see the show more is gone. So I guess in this example, the show more wasn't needed. Actually, this one has a lot of items, appetizers. See how appetizers are very long. Again, it's up to you. You can enable or disable it. So let's go. Let's keep going because I want to make sure the video is not too long, so you guys can start taking online orders. Let's go to the next step. Items. Oh, sorry. Let me go back to modifiers. I forgot one other thing. That's a different setting. See when you go on modifiers, there's a setting here. Yeah, let me see. It's updating itself. Give it a few seconds. Because I did the okay. See how they can't choose quantity, but they can choose quantity for this one, right? Of course, I mean this is a good you want to do that. You don't want to give quantity option for free items, right? If this is free, you don't want people to choose 5, 10 of them. But if you're charging for it, you can charge it for like that. So where does that feature come from? It comes from modifiers area. So click on this, scroll to the very bottom, and you have this option right here. It says allow customers to choose modifier quantity for all modifiers. Allow customer to choose modifier quantity modifier is free or $0. No, see, so we're saying no. Hey, if it's free, they can only choose. They can't choose like 5 or 20 free items. So feel free to put no. Okay, if you feel like your customer may when they add ketchup and they're gonna select 10 of them, you can do that. Okay, so while I mention this, something else comes to mind. Oh, this one underneath the item. Display options for modifier selection underneath item name. So what is that? Let me just show it to you. I'm trying to keep the video short, but I see so many things that I'm thinking somebody may need while they watch this video. So I'm talking about that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and refresh the page. What did I just do? What I did was I said, hey, the pop-up window, I want it to appear underneath the item. Again, this is optional. These are just minor stuff. It's not going to affect your business or how you accept orders, but small stuff, some people may prefer that. Okay, so now you see it appears underneath it. So before it appeared as a pop-up, now it appears underneath it. Again, these are just little minor stuff. I'm just showing it to you so you can see what's possible with this order online setup. Okay, now that we learned the modifiers, let's go on to the next setting here. Let me see here. I'm going to show you something else because I think is very important because I speak to a lot of merchants and so I kind of get an idea what kind of questions they have. Something that comes to mind is modifier groups. So if you have a side order, it's called modifier group called side order, and then it has coleslaw, French fries, and these 3 options. And you only want them to choose one. Okay, it's very important to add a minimum maximum to that. How do you do that? Press the pencil button, minimum 1, maximum 2. So you can say they have to choose minimum 1 and they have to choose a maximum 1. So remember, if they press side order and they can only choose one side order, make sure to enable that in your inventory app, minimum, maximum 1. So and what that applies to all these items here. Okay, so again, if you don't do that, your customer is going to go to side order and get 5 of them because you forgot to put a maximum for that side order, which is the modifier group name. Okay, so I just remember that I want to mention that in case that you notice that your inventory or your menu doesn't have that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me see if there's anything else I can remember to tell you guys. Oh yeah, how to add pictures to the items. Okay, so click on here, items, images, description, because you were wondering how this is loading because I did an update. How you had it, how there's pictures to this Monday boneless wing special. So where did that come from? Again, it's right here, items, images, description. You can find it on the settings and over here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and type in Monday, and then just search for it by keyword, or you can just go one by one and add image or description. Okay, so Monday, just press, you can, oh yeah, you can hide it from the website, you can enable out of stock, you can add edit images, you can add edit description, okay? You can do all of these things to it. So if I edit a description, this one doesn't have it, I believe this one is the one that has it. See right here, this is where that name comes from. This is the description for it. If I want to add an image to it, just press this button here, and then you can add an image to it, okay? So that's how you do that. There's the image for it, and that's what that is. Oh, this is if you're a developer and you want this item to appear on the home page because it stands out, you want people to have direct access to it, just copy this code and it's a short code you can put on somewhere else on the website. Okay, and that's just for advanced users that want to do some other customization. Okay, let's go to the next step. We got items, images covered. Oh, and one thing very important, manual sync. This is very important because you'll be using this frequently. What is manual sync? As you know, your inventory changes, your prices go up and down, you run out, or lots of things happen. Whenever you do make those changes, make sure to go on your website, press import inventory, and then do a manual sync right here. See where it says manual sync? It's under import inventory. If you change your taxes, press update taxes. If you change your modifier prices, press update modifiers. Again, even if you didn't change it and you don't know if you did or not, it doesn't hurt to press it. So see, my modifiers are updated. If you change your categories, press it, change it. Once a month, come in here, just do all four. It doesn't hurt. Taxes is probably rare, but just do it if you need to. But if you don't want to do taxes, just do at least these three. Start with here, go here, here. This one takes longer because usually, there's more items in the category. So if I press this, of course, it could take anywhere from 10 seconds to a whole 2 minutes, depending on how many items you have. Okay, and that's how you update that. Clean inventory, very important. Let's say you deleted lots of stuff from your Clover and you don't want to go through the hassle of clicking on items, images, and hiding it because you did so many of them. Just use the clean inventory feature. Again, this is very rare. You will probably never use this, but in case you ever come to that conclusion that you do need it, just run it. Press start. It will clean all the old inventory that's still on the website, but yet it's not on the Clover. So it will clean it up from the website. Okay. So that's how you do all of that stuff. I think I covered everything. If I didn't, again, there's other videos on YouTube. Just search for Smart Online Order and it has all the other ways of making changes and updates and all that. And if you have questions, press feedback help, and there's documentation right here. Frequently asked questions are right here. Again, once you see this video, the next step to do is go to your Clover POS, open up the Smart Online Order app, press settings, and set up your printer. How do you set up your printer? Go to YouTube, type in Smart Online Order Printer Setup, and there's a video that tells you how to do that. Make sure that, and then once you do all that, go to your website and do a test order. Buy something and then say pay a location, and then just make sure it prints out. Okay. Okay, everything looks good here. If you have any questions, again, you can reach out to us. Thank you again for your time. Have a good day.